Oh my God, it was a giant rat. I mean, we have a lot of squirrels, but that was a huge rat. That's not helpful. Are you digging to China? Are you finished? Thank you. So grocery shopping lately is a miserable experience. Everything is very expensive. I thought that we would continue on our money saving journey with a few more recipes today. I know that you guys really enjoyed the last couple of videos we've been doing where I show you how to keep your produce fresher longer, how to store your food, some recipes that are gonna save you money. So I thought that we would do that again today. Before we hop into today's video, I wanted to introduce to you our sponsor today, Boll & Branch. Boll & Branch is a leading designer and retailer of luxury home goods. Everything is ethically sourced and made and super beautiful, high quality luxury. So you guys know that I recently went through a breakup and I'm just doing this big revamp of my house, creating a new space that is just like perfectly tailored and unique to me. So one of the things that I needed was new bedding. So I got some bed sheets and a duvet and pillows from Boll & Branch. I love this company. All of their stuff is so beautiful. It's high quality. All of their fabrics are made with 100% organic cotton, and all of manufacturing is done sustainably and ethically. So everyone from the factory workers to the farmers are all paid fair living wages, which is a huge bonus point for any company that I work with or that I support. So since I've used these products on my bed, I'm actually having the best sleep of my life. It's so comfortable. The sheets are so buttery soft. They have a wide range that you can choose from in terms of colors and styles. I got a couple different ones. I got some with a stripe, and then I also got all white because I do love that like hotel all white, luxurious look and feel. So if you are in the market for new bedding or luxury homewares, definitely check out Boll & Branch. Like I said before, all their stuff is ethically made, sustainable. They don't use any sort of toxic chemicals on their products at all. And I highly recommend them. Definitely make sure that you check out the information about Boll & Branch in the description box down below. They're actually giving us early access to their huge summer sale. So you guys will be able to get 20% off and a first-hand look of the inventory before everyone else gets access to the sale. So definitely check out the link in the description box down below. I love these guys, and thank you so much to Boll & Branch for sponsoring today's video. Today I thought it would be a fun challenge for me to come up with 3 recipes that are 5 ingredients or less. So let's talk about the rules. Technically, I don't think something to cook with like oil counts, and salt and pepper obviously does not count either. Some of these I'll provide with some options for like toppings if you want it. It doesn't count as one of the 5 ingredients in the original list. I thought that I would come up with some recipes, 5 ingredients, which means minimal ingredients, which means minimal grocery shopping, which means less money, less time. And I really wanted to make sure that the recipes were accessible to everyone. So whether you are a newbie in the kitchen or you've been cooking for your entire life and it's your passion, no matter where you are on that spectrum, you can do this easily and I think it's delicious. Should we go cook? Should we go make some food? Should we go do that? No, you don't do much work. She just sits there and I bring the food to her, right? Boop. So what are we making? I thought today we would focus on some dinner recipes. I find most people have the hardest time with that. So I'm going to make 3 recipes that are perfect for quick, easy dinners. You know, you come home from work, you're lazy, you don't have a lot of ingredients, you don't have a lot of time. And you can whip these up for your family or for yourself and just freeze the leftovers like I like to do for those extra lazy days. And then you can just reach for them when you need them. First, I'm going to make a 5 ingredient Moroccan inspired meat pie. The second one is a gnocchi recipe. And then the last one is a super simple but super tasty tofu and broccoli dish. So this is by no means authentic Moroccan. I just happen to have some Moroccan spice packets left over in my spice cabinet. And I thought a meat pie would be perfect for this. So don't come for me, it's not authentic, but I think it'll be really tasty. We're gonna serve that with a delicious tzatziki and a little bit of cilantro on top. All right, for the meat, we have our typical vegan ground beef. We're gonna wrap that in a phyllo pastry. Luckily for us vegans, most phyllo pastry is actually vegan. Definitely read the ingredients. Chances are whatever phyllo pastry you pick up at the store is gonna be vegan. For our cheese, any vegan white cheese works. This is just shredded mozzarella. We're gonna start by cooking our vegan ground beef, just adding a little bit of olive oil to a pan. And you just want it to heat up. It doesn't need to cook for a very long time. I'd say like 3 to 5 minutes. Add your Moroccan seasoning, and again, just cook that for about 3 to 5 minutes, just until it's heated Now we're going to add our cheese. This is about 1 cup, and just mix that together. You can turn the heat off at this point if you want. And then we're adding a large, generous amount of cilantro. It will look just like this. The cheese is a little bit melty, but not too much. And just take that off the heat and set it aside. For the pie crust, we're just gonna use phyllo pastry. And you just wanna lay it out kind of short ends to the left and right, long ends to the top and bottom. All right, so just cover it in olive oil, and you can spread that out with your hands. I'm going to use a pastry brush, spread it all the way around, make sure it's nice and coated. This is what's going to give the phyllo pastry crispy and crunchy, but it's also going to give it kind of that, like that buttery texture as well. So you definitely want to be generous with it. Once you've coated it completely, you can add another pastry on top. And then you can coat this second piece with olive oil as well. You can also do this with vegan butter if you have a vegan butter that you love. Now just take this and fold it in half. Ta-da! And then just do the top. And this is going to be your base for your little meat pie. All right, so do that with 8 pieces total so that you end up with 4 of these rectangles. Now you just want to evenly divide your meat into each little parcel that you've created here. So you can kind of smush it down. Make sure it's in the middle. So it's in the middle there, you can smush it down, and then we're just gonna scrunch up the sides around it and put it on the corner of the pan. Little pastry parcel, and then you can shove it up against the side here. Move on to the next one. So it doesn't have to be perfect, they can all look a little bit different. All right, now at this point, you can add a little bit more olive oil to the corners if you think that there is a spot that is a little bit too crunchy, and then just throw that into your oven for about 25-ish minutes. Obviously, you can serve these on their own with whatever you want, but I highly recommend a vegan tzatziki, and then of course, sprinkled with some cilantro. These are really good for like a dinner party too, because it takes almost no time to make, but they look really impressive and they're really tasty. This is so good. Oh my gosh, that took almost no time at all. 5 ingredients, and it's this tasty. Like I said, perfect if you need like a really quick, easy recipe for like a dinner party that looks really impressive. It's so good, so tasty. Definitely make it. Absolutely perfect, so good. All right, with the second dish, we are sticking with not traditional. In this case, it's not traditional gnocchi. I'm doing a 1-pot easy sausage gnocchi. You guys know how I feel about 1-pot meals. Don't love them, but gnocchi is kind of more like a dumpling than a pasta, so it actually works really well for this. It can sop up and soak up all the juices from the tomatoes and the broth, and I'm actually really excited about this one. I've been making this one for years. You can kind of just use it as a base for whatever is in your fridge. All right, so in terms of specialty ingredients, there aren't really any other than the sausage here. This is a vegan version of sausage. This is just Italian. You can use whatever one's your favorite. An optional ingredient is cheese. This is just a vegan Parmesan. Most of the gnocchi that you find at the grocery store that's dried like this is egg-free, so it's completely vegan, but definitely read your labels. Sometimes they aren't if they're fresh. Like I said, we're doing everything in 1 pot, so start with heating up some olive oil. Add your sausage and just cook that for like 3 minutes. You just want to heat it up. It's a vegan sausage. It's already cooked. It just needs to be warmed. Add some tomatoes. Now I'm adding just about a 1/4 cup of some vegetable broth. I have frozen spinach here, but you can use fresh if you have it. This is just what I had. Give that a good mix, and then we will add our gnocchi. Now just add your gnocchi, give it a good stir, and then cover it and let it cook for 5 minutes. So what the gnocchi is going to do is it's going to cook right in the sauce, the tomatoes, the broth that we have there. All right, so once it is well incorporated, you can just cover it and let it cook. So the cheese is totally optional, but I think it's a lovely addition. That's pretty much it, guys. The gnocchi is tender, it's ready to go. Just serve it with more cheese, call it a day. And that's it. There it is, 10-minute gnocchi, 5 ingredients. This one's so good. I make it often, so I already know it's gonna be super tasty. You can totally just use this as a base with whatever you have in your fridge. Bon appetit. All right, now let's whip up a stupid quick, wildly easy tofu and broccoli dish. Now you can serve this over rice or noodles. It's really up to you. I'm gonna show you how to make the base. It is essentially only 3 ingredients. We have a stir fry sauce. You can use whatever your favorite is. I have a couple on my blog. We have some broccoli, and then we have some tofu. When I have limited ingredients, let's say I'm on a budget and I can only buy certain things, I love to use broccoli or pick up broccoli, make things with broccoli because it's a nutrition powerhouse, has lots of antioxidants, high in fiber, high in calcium, all that good stuff. Think of it kind of like a superfood, even though I hate that term. But if you can only pick one vegetable to add with your meal, it's a good one. For the tofu, you can use whatever firmness you want. You can use firm, you can use extra firm. I'm using just firm today because that's what I had. And just cut that into 1-inch cubes. All right, so heat up some oil over medium-high heat, and then we're just gonna cook our broccoli with some pepper and some salt. You wanna cook this for like 4 minutes. So I saw a lot of comments asking what this is. This is a electric pepper grinder. All right, we're going to transfer the broccoli into a bowl just for now. Heat up some more oil and cook that tofu. Toss in your tofu. I'm going to let this sit without moving it for like 3-ish minutes until the bottom is nice and brown, and then we'll give it a good toss and cook the rest of the sides. Now you can add your broccoli back in and your sauce. Give that a good mix, and you can serve that over noodles or rice. All right, so we have tofu, broccoli, 5 ingredients, under 10 minutes to make. It's a successful dinner, I think. It's so good. And you can use whatever stir-fry sauce is your favorite. I have a couple on my blog. All right, so there you guys go. That's 3 recipes with only 5 ingredients or less. Perfect to whip up during the week for your family, for yourself. Freeze them or meal prep with them. Super easy for those lazy nights. Let me know if you have any requests. You can leave them in the comment section down below. Which one was your favorite? Let me know about that. And all of the recipes are in the description box, so make sure that you check them out. As always, make sure you check out my other videos for delicious vegan food inspiration. I'll see you next time. Bye!